So we have Charity's hand is already up.
Yes, humble souls for prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this biology lesson that we are going to have. We thank you that you have enabled us to be here on time and that you've enabled us to be here on time. We ask you, as you're going to have this lesson, may you bless us with knowledge and wisdom to understand whatever is going to be taught. May you bless our teachers as they teach us, and may you help us to attend this lesson fully and to gain from it. May this lesson go on successfully. In the mighty name of Jesus, I have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for the prayer. And dear students, you're welcome to today's lesson. We continue with the classification. And I think this is the last bit of classification that we are looking at. Today, we want to look at one interesting group, which is called the viruses. And looking at the viruses, I think viruses has now become a household name today. And you very well know that we are studying online or you're at home because of a virus. You have stayed at home for almost now coming to 2 years because of the virus, what you call a virus. So we need to understand what is this. So in this lesson, objectives, I want to one, two, 3, and 4 about the viruses. You should be able to at least describe, virus. What are viruses? And then giving common examples, because this is something that is very common in the population. It is common in our communities, so you should give common examples in plants and animals, and also state the mode of transmission of a virus. And also, how does it affect the plants and animals? And how do we prevent some of the viruses? So we shall, you should be in position to know that. And like I have said, these are actually very interesting creatures, because scientists have actually failed to place them in any of the kingdoms we named earlier on. And so they are not even, they regard them as even particles that exist in nature. They are non-living particles. Okay, and they are very microscopic particles, and we shall look at the differences even with other disease-causing organisms like bacteria, because when you look at the viruses, they cause deadly diseases to humans. They cause deadly diseases to humans. You've seen what is happening all over the world. We now have a virus which has gone global. It is everywhere. It has not spared any part of the universe. But we also know that there is HIV/AIDS, hepatitis, and Ebola at some point was also becoming a challenge in Uganda, but also to our plants, So we want to understand this. And to give us a better understanding, I will start with an introduction. I have a video here, which is going to play. So I listen to this video, which is a short video. And after the video, I'll give you the tasks that we want to do. So this video is going to last for around 4 minutes. And after that, we look at the the tasks that we are supposed to do. So we are going to break up into our rooms. So this is the video. Just watch the video. It is introducing the viruses. Okay.
In this video, we're going to look at what viruses are. Viruses are a type of microorganism. They are too small to be seen by the naked eye, much smaller than bacteria, and about 100 times smaller than human cells.
Mr. Bill, decrease the volume.
Yes, sorry. That my laptop battery just went kaput, and I was starting to show the video. I hope I can get from my phone. Okay. I don't know if you can see if there is any display of my phone.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Yeah. So girls, don't read our chats. Huh? I just want to open the. Okay, it is opening. So as it is opening, remember we are talking about the viruses, and I rather told you that these are things that are actually ravaging the world. We have many viruses today, and when you look at the different types of viruses, they attack in a similar manner as they cause. Is similar, and the viruses have actually been named according to the diseases that they cause. So okay, here we go.
Milton, please hold your phone in landscape.
Okay, let me just click on
Milton, hold your phone in landscape.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I hope it is in landscape now.
Yes.
Okay, let me just scroll. This is where the video is. I was using my laptop. Okay.
In this video, let's look at what viruses are. Viruses are a type of microorganism. They are too small to be seen by the naked eye, much smaller than bacteria, and about 100 times smaller than human cells. They come in many different shapes and are basically in cells doing things. In fact, viruses are the most common biological unit on Earth, outnumbering all other types combined. Viruses can infect humans, all animals, plants, and even bacteria. Viruses are very simple. They are made up of protein code surrounding a strand of genetic material. The genetic material is DNA or RNA. Sometimes a membrane called encode surrounds a virus particle. Encode is a section of the membrane of the cell. This is a great strategy by the virus. It makes it harder for the host to find the virus. As a result, viruses are made up of cells. In fact, they aren't really living. They are also in a living organism and a chemical. Because the virus is living, We say there are different types of virus rather than saying different species of virus. Some common viruses are influenza and HIV. So viruses aren't living. How do these illness or parasites that can only be produced in other living cells? The entire host and hijack the host genetic machinery. They make copies of their own viral genetic material instead and produce lots more virus particles. After lots of virus particles have been made, the whole cell dies and the virus particles are released to infect more cells. The released viral particles can also be blood. There are actually two different ways in which virus attacks the host cell, which we'll look at more detail in this video. Viruses cause many diseases, including cold, influenza, rabies, yellow fever, HIV or AIDS, pneumonia, bird flu, Zika, Ebola, and just a few examples. Fortunately, the human immune system is very good at being viral creators. Sometimes our immune system will recognize the virus as an intruder and will destroy the virus before it gains entry into the cell. Even after infection begins, our immune system destroys the virus and the person recovers. Sometimes the immune system cannot destroy the virus fast enough, and the virus can cause permanent damage or death. In 1918, the Spanish flu is thought to have caused up to 50 million deaths worldwide. Scientists have developed vaccinations against lots of viruses, which have even led to the eradication of some viruses like smallpox, as human hosts become immune. However, some viruses like HIV have proved impossible to develop any kind of vaccine for. Did you know that antibiotics do not work for viruses? They are only for bacterial infections. If you have a cold flu, you shouldn't be taking antibiotics. They won't make any difference. There are some antiviral drugs that have been developed, such as the one that dramatically prolongs the life of people affected by HIV. So there we are, viruses. They're pretty simple organisms, but are extremely effective at causing infection. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, thank you very much for listening to that video. I think there is just a lot about the viruses, as you've seen. There is just a lot about the viruses, and when you look at the different viruses from the video that you have just seen, you realize that it kills so many people. You saw in some years back a virus which killed millions, and right now we're also having a virus which is killing millions. But the good thing is vaccines are being made. Now, this is our task. Okay, we are going to concentrate on task number 1. For today, we are going to concentrate on task number 1, whereby you're going to compare viruses and bacteria, and you're going to use the information which is in the chat in the chat in your prototype books. You have some information in the in your prototype books. Then you can also use textbooks if there is a textbook near you. We shall also use the internet, but today we are going to have PowerPoint presentations. So in your groups, identify one person who has preferably a laptop, or if you're good in using a smartphone, like a PowerPoint, well and good, because we want to see also your ICT skills in biology. So we are going to do a comparison between viruses and bacteria. You're using the chart that is in your prototype books. I don't have a copy here. I don't know which page it is, but you look through for the
Page 52.
Okay, so you've had someone is saying page 50. Okay, somebody has said is in page 50. So what we are going to list the numbers.
Page 52.
the differences. So girls, we are going to look for similarities. That is one. And number two, you're going to present also the differences. So we are going to break up into the rooms, and please be active. Be active, don't just sit there at home. Look for the information. You can get it from internet, you can get from any source that is near you. If your parents are also doctors or they are scientists, yeah, why not? You can ask them. All those are sources of information. So my co-host, present, I think you can do the breakup rooms.
I was doing them, but it seems the host has taken up.
Okay.
Milton, how much time are you giving them?
We had said that we are giving them 20 minutes for preparing the.
Let it be straight.
Yes, so girls, you have 20 minutes. So the person
So
creating
that they know they're working within that time.
Yes, we have 20 minutes of preparation and also 20 minutes of presentation. Okay.
The host, I hope, is doing them. Bruno?
I saw Crescent was the host. Oh, he
No,
has
his
lost the.
hostship has been taken away. I think he left. And now I no longer have the chance to do them. I don't know what happened. It has been taken away from me.
Let me get back to the computer. Check for me if I'm still the co-host here. Let me get back to the computer and maybe create the breakup.
I'm on a computer, but now as I was creating them, someone took away that hand. I don't know.
Are you using your laptop?
Yes. And I've just left to open them. But now it just went off when the hostship was changed.
Okay. Meanwhile, girls are explaining. I hope you are looking for the information. Go to Zoom.
Zoom. Why?
Asking questions. Okay.
Girls, start searching for the information. When you get off the break, you just discuss.
Yes, they should be doing that actually.
Whoever hasn't voted in the poll, make sure you vote.
Yes, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, we have the highest percentage. Percentage over.
And we have the lowest.
Over tendency.
Okay.
BS.
Instead of you complaining, we have the lowest. Just vote.
Why you complaining?
Charles, you're supposed to be researching so that when you get to the breakout room, you just discuss.
Yes, actually, they should be very busy researching now and even starting the PowerPoint so that when you go into our rooms, now we are going into presentations. We are going into presentations. So for you to present in 2 minutes, and if you have any question, you're free to ask the question to the presenter. But also the teachers who are around will try to answer your questions. So if your presentation is ready, you put up your hand. Okay, Joy Mary, do you want to present? Your hand is up, Joy Mary.
I'm almost done.
Okay, your hand is up.
I left it up, sorry.
Okay, so those who have finished, kindly put up your hand. And I hope you're able.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but make it in presentation mode.
Okay.
So girls, I hope you're seeing how we make a presentation using PowerPoint. Okay, Daniela, you can go on.
Yeah. The first slide. The question was compare viruses and bacteria using the information in the chart. Viruses, diseases caused by virus last for 10 to 10 days. I got this from internet. That's
Wow.
what it told me.
Okay.
Then bacteria, diseases caused by bacteria last even longer than 10 days.
Wow.
Then when we go to the side of the bacteria unicellular, but then I do not know the opposite of unicellular, so I just left the gap.
Which point is that? Okay, point number 2.
Yes, bacteria unicellular.
Multicellular.
Then viruses replicate only inside the host. Then bacteria do not need a host organism for reproduction.
Okay.
Viruses do not have a cell wall, while bacteria have a cell wall. Viruses are small and are visible under electron microscope. Then bacteria are larger and are visible under light microscope.
Okay, so Daniela, you used the internet to get the information?
Yes.
Did you use the prototype?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you so much, Daniela. I think we can go to, do you have more?
No, this is it.
Okay, so the question was asking similarities and differences. So you've given us only the differences, huh? Okay, let's go to
because teacher time was not there, so I just
okay. All right, but thank you so much for the presentation.
You're welcome.
That is a good PowerPoint. So Hope.
Okay.
Okay. Milton.
Yes, please.
Milton. Before she goes away with her presentation, maybe you could ask comments from the other girls. Okay. So that we can use that as a basis for the discussion.
Okay, so girls, is there anyone with addition to what she was saying or
subtraction, addition?
Nambuya, your microphone is on.
If their findings are contrary to what she has found here, let's hear from them.
Hosanna?
Yes, I have a question on her presentation.
Yes.
Understand of an electron microscope and a light microscope.
So she talked about where can you see, how can you see the viruses? Now, remember, these viruses are very, very tiny, unlike the bacteria. With the bacteria, you just go to the SIGIBE there, and our light microscope can see them. So, but with the virus, you cannot just see a virus with a mere light microscope. There is what we call electronic microscope. Unfortunately, we don't teach you microscopes nowadays, but when you go to the hospital, I think in the country, there may be 1 or 2 or 3 electronic microscopes. Those are microscopes which can see very, very, very tiny objects. So it's not just a mere walking to the hospital and then they check your virus and they say you have this virus. No, it is bacteria which is easily detected using a light microscope. Okay.
Thank you, I've understood.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other person before we go to Hope?
Maybe you can go to Hope since they're not making
okay.
Excuse me, teacher.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I have something to add onto Daniela's presentation when it comes to the differences between bacteria and viruses. From my research, I've discovered that a virus can have only one nucleic acid, while other living organisms such as bacteria have 2. The nucleic acids include DNA and
yes, teacher, I found that there, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
It is okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
One
it's
of
fine.
DNA.
Okay, so you can see that bacteria has the DNA.
Can she please repeat it?
Okay, can you repeat, please?
Okay. A virus can only have one nucleic acid, while other living organisms usually have two. Nucleic acids.
I seem to be losing her.
I don't know what is mine network or hers. I'm
No,
not getting that.
it has. Okay, I think more questions will, Mr. Bima. I think more
Point
questions
was,
will come.
it's okay, but somebody wanted the answer. This is a particular point that viruses have one nucleic acid. Then
Can
for
I spelling of nucleic?
Sorry?
The spelling of nucleic acid.
Nucleic acid, nuclear, nucleic. You know how to spell nuclear?
Yes.
NUCLEIC. Have you got it? Yes, that one, nucleic acid. Then the other one, I think so. Is it has more than one or has it two? Okay, so those are the inputs.
Excuse me, teacher.
Uh-huh.
The nucleic acid, do they mean, are they the DNA and RNA? Is that what they mean by nucleic acid?
That is precisely.
How comes here in the NCDC book they say both viruses and bacteria have DNA and RNA? They have both of them.
Maybe we need to get the source for the other one.
Teacher, I can answer that question.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, I have a textbook. It says for viruses, they can only have one thing, either the DNA or the RNA. So if it has the RNA, it can't have the DNA. And if it has the DNA, it can't have the RNA. So it can only have one. For the bacteria, it's the opposite.
Okay, let's do more research on that. We shall harmonize after you've presented. Milton.
Yes, please.
Let's allow the other second group to present, and then you harmonize.
Okay, so who is where is Hope? Hope was to present.
I'm here.
Okay, is that your presentation which is up?
No, it's for Daniel.
So Daniela, can you stop the sharing? You know how to stop the sharing?
Yeah, I think he has stopped share.
Okay, good. You have
Then
stopped
Hope, you share your screen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, nice design.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. The question was about the similarities and differences between bacteria and viruses. And my differences are bacteria are larger than viruses. Bacteria are living while viruses are dead. Viruses are parasitic organisms while bacteria make their own food. Bacteria are made up of one cell while viruses are not made up of any cells. And bacteria feed on sugar while viruses don't need to feed. And then the similarities I was only able to get to both bacteria and viruses cause diseases and both don't have nuclei. Yes.
Okay, maybe go back to your previous slide. Go back to your previous slide. Okay, do we have any questions? Don't remove your slide. You share it.
Teacher?
Yes.
And has similarities, can't you also say they are both visible under a naked eye?
Microscope.
That
Okay.
is to say, both are microscopic, isn't it?
Yes, they are microscopic organisms,
I think
not
so.
organs.
I have a correction to make.
Okay, yes.
In point 3, she says viruses are parasitic while bacteria make their own food. Some bacteria make their own food, not all of them.
Jamie, I'm not sure, but a
Then
virus is really
she
dead.
say in
A
the
virus is really
second,
dead.
just say it's non-living, not dead.
Yes, not dead, but dead.
What does it mean when you say they are dead?
Have no
And
life.
what do we understand when we say it is non-living?
Well,
Okay,
doesn't
when they
carry
say
out
non-
life processes. It's
yes,
dead.
it has life.
So
But
if it
if
is not
someone
carrying
says
out
it's
a
If you
life
say it's
process,
dead, that just means that it was once alive, then it died, but
Died,
it's not
yeah.
alive.
That's the point of dead, no.
Okay, we said they are non-living. Huh? It's okay. It's okay. So we can harmonize that and say that viruses are non-living. They are not even organisms. They are particles. Okay. So you can imagine. You cannot even say non-living organisms, but non-living particles.
Particles.
Okay.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
I said I would present my is it what? PowerPoint that I'm done.
Are you done now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you present?
Okay.
Teacher, some of us have put up our hand.
No, Joy was supposed to actually present. So 1 minute, Joy, and then we go to another person. I'm liking the PowerPoint presentations, by the way. The IT bit, that is good.
Yeah,
So
but
Joy,
it's serious.
okay, put it in presentation mode.
Let me see. Are you seeing it?
Yes, we can see, but it is not in presentation mode.
Yeah.
Let me look for.
Go to the bottom right. There is somewhere where you can.
Where?
When you go to the bottom right, where there is plus and minus. Have you seen where it is written 83?
Yes.
Before that, there is before that one. Before there.
Oh yeah.
Yes, click on it.
Okay. So we're talking about viruses, but let me go to the next one. So I was first saying differences between viruses and bacteria. So I said viruses do not live while bacteria are alive. Viruses are not made up of cells, while bacteria are made up of cells. Viruses do not need to eat, while bacteria eat sugar. Viruses are unicellular, while bacteria are multicellular. Viruses kill cells, while bacteria need the host cell alive to reproduce.
Wait a minute. Just wait a bit before you go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of this. Your differences.
Yeah.
Because earlier on, I think Daniela was the one who talked about bacteria being unicellular. And
oh, sorry. I think
but I see you did a what?
I think I did a mistake. Sorry.
Yes, you know we are going to upload this PowerPoint is up and someone will just look at it. So you need to make that correction. Huh?
Okay.
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
On this issue of unicellular, I think someone asked, she knew that bacteria were unicellular, which is true, and was wondering the opposite of unicellular. So someone answered that the opposite was multicellular, which is correct. But if you have read well, girls, you will find that they are telling you viruses are not made of cells. So since they are not made of cells, they are neither unicellular nor multicellular. The term we use is acellular. You just put the word letter A before the word cellular. And in biology, words which start with that it means not or. So when you say they are acellular, then they are not cellular. So please go ahead, Joy. On the side of viruses, you write, viruses are acellular. That's the term. And I expect all of us to update our answers.
Okay, that is a very good submission, Eva. So I hope all of you girls have checked on that. Now, the next person who is going to present is the one who used the chat.
Wait, teacher, how comes her heading is viruses?
Then the last point also, we've not talked about it, it has an issue.
Yes. Yes, Eva.
Joy, please write, viruses are acellular.
She's still struggling with it.
It's in caps lock. Okay.
I can ask a question.
Please do.
Okay, do viruses kill cells or they just weaken the cells?
Yes, we wanted you to discuss that.
Excuse me, teacher. We were taught that I personally was taught that viruses are multicellular. So is it also right?
No, viruses are not made of cells. Multicellular means the body is made of many cells. But viruses do not have cells in their bodies. Cells, when we talk of cells, we are talking of that thing we discussed, which has a cell membrane, cytoplasm, nuclear material, and so on. So viruses do not have that kind of thing. That's why we are using the term that they are acellular.
So when you say they are cellular, that means they don't have any cell.
Yes, they are not made of cells. But it doesn't mean that they are not, the structures they are made of are not cells. That's why we say they are acellular.
Then unicellular means they have one cell.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Before we go, I forgot to talk about Chirabo's slide. When you're given differences, try as much as possible to tabulate them. Draw a table like these people are doing. It brings out your differences more clearly. So that's an improvement I would like to see in subsequent times. Milton, over to you.
Milton, you need to finish up because time is out. Milton? Hello? Milton? This is Marilyn. You can now, I think, stop sharing so that Milton harmonizes.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Could you repeat the point
Milton,
of whether viruses kill cells or they weaken them?
Let's get the harmonized position point, take home points that Milton is going to bring up.
Teacher Milton left the meeting.
Not there in the meeting.
Oh.
Excuse me, teacher. There's a point of mine that bacteria are intercellular and virus are intracellular. Would you please explain it?
Just a second. Milton is a
no, someone took a screenshot of Milton's screen. Can you imagine? I think that is what he had, so we can take that.
I don't know what
someone was talking of intercellular and intracellular. Intra means within the cell. So intracellular viruses can only have life when they enter the cells of their hosts. But bacteria can have life even when they are outside other cells. So I think that is what that point was trying to bring out. Thank you, Shugi, for sharing that. This is the final thing we can take about the differences between viruses and bacteria. You can look out and see what you had different. The first one, I think I had someone talk about it. Viruses replicate only inside the host, but bacteria do not need a host organism for reproduction. So the way viruses make copies of themselves, we don't call it reproduction. We look at it as replication. That's why we're using that term. So they can produce other viruses when they are in the host, but bacteria can produce other bacteria when they are even outside the host. The other is viruses are considered as organic structures which interact with living organisms, not as living organisms. Next week, we shall continue with the viruses, but I want you to read. Many scientists believe viruses are not living, and that is because they can make crystals of them like you have sugar. You can have crystals of a virus. Although those crystals, once they enter host cells, they can start showing signs of life by making copies of themselves and so on. On the other side, bacteria are living. Viruses are smaller, that is about the size. They are smaller than bacteria, and bacteria are larger. Viruses do not have a cell wall. Instead, what surrounds them is a protein coat. But for bacteria, they have a cell wall, and it's made of that material written there, lipopolysaccharide. We have just said viruses do not have cells. The term we used was acellular. They don't have cells, but bacteria have cells and they are unicellular, meaning their body is made of one cell. For viruses, as people were arguing, they may have either DNA or RNA, but not both. The other one has chromosomes, which contain usually DNA, but there's RNA also found. We can improve that one to make it simpler. Viruses invade the host cells. They make copies of genetic material and proteins and release new particles by destroying the cell, while the other one, reproduction happens through binary fission. Then diseases caused by viruses last 2 to 10 days, and the other ones last longer than that. Girls, time is fast spent. I want to say the meaning of RNA. RNA is a type of nucleic acid. Even DNA, I didn't want to give you the full names, but RNA is ribonucleic acid and DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. You just know they are acids found in the nucleus. That's why they are called nucleic acids. So girls, since we are long past time, I'm suggesting we start with sharing these differences again in the next lesson, and then we continue. Please go and read as much as possible about viruses. Then you come back when you're professors. You saw the other part of the question, find out diseases caused by viruses and so on. And let us have a rich discussion in the next lesson. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for the lesson.
Have a nice weekend.